All right, what's going on, guys? Your boy TG, and today I'm going to be talking about the NHL games that are coming on today. 13 games that are going to be coming on today, and we're only going to be covering 6 of those games. But I will give my predictions at the end for all 13, so stay tuned for that. First game, I'm going to be talking about Minnesota Wild taking on the Boston Bruins. Minnesota getting their first win of the season after defeating the Canucks in overtime 4-3. So it's nice to see Minnesota get the first win of the season because they were struggling. They had a 7-3 loss against the Rangers. And they lost against the Avalanche, the defending champs. And what was another team? I can't think of another team that they lost against. But to say this, they were doing terrible before facing Vancouver. They had losses against the Rangers 7-3, the Kings 7-6. I'm looking at this on the website, guys. 6-3 loss against the Avalanche. So it was a rough go for the fans in Mini, but they picked up their first win of the year against Vancouver in overtime. Boston, on the other hand, off to a great start this season, 4-0-1. Bruins fans are gotta be happy about that. 2-1 shootout win versus Anaheim last game. So they're looking to get another win at home as they take on the Minnesota Wild. And that game will be coming on NHL Network at 12 o'clock Central Time. So stay tuned for that. And Dallas Stars taking on the Montreal Canadiens. So obviously the Stars last game was a loss in Toronto against the Maple Leafs. Nick Robinson picking up the OT goal. And the Stars are looking to erase that game and are looking forward to getting a win. Habs, on the other hand, 3-2-0. So they had a 6-2 win against the Coyotes. So Martin St. Louis really turning this team around. Hall of Famer, Tampa Bay, former Stanley Cup winner. So we'll see how he does with this team. Nick Suzuki scored an unreal goal in that game, doing a Dasu flip on his penalty shot goal. I think that was his first career penalty shot. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was his first career penalty shot. And Uri Slafkovsky getting his first NHL goal in that game, kind of taunting the Coyotes player, doing this look to that Coyotes player. And I thought that was funny to see doing this reaction, just taunting him. I just thought that was funny. Anyway, Kings taking on the Caps. LA is 3-3-0 in their first 6 games, 6 points of the year. So let's see how the Kings do. They made the playoffs last year, and that was the first time they made the playoffs last year since 2018 because they got swept by the Golden Knights that year. So we'll see if LA is looking back to being a playoff team. Caps, on the other hand, they had a 5-2 against the Senators. And they are looking forward to get a dub tonight. We'll see if Alex Ovechkin can light the lamp. Do I expect them to score 50 goals this season? No, I do not. And the reason why I say that, I know Caps fans, you hate to hear this, but I say that because he's getting older. I don't know if he's going to be healthy throughout most of his games because there might be one game where he might get injured. And I don't know if he's going to be healthy throughout most of his games. He is getting old, so that's another factor. So I don't know if he's going to have another 50-goal season. He still might be in his prime. He might put up a 30-goal season, maybe 30, 40 goals, but 50 goals, no. I just don't see another 50-goal season from the Great Eight. I know you hate to hear that, Cats fans, but that is just my perspective of it. I don't see Ovi putting up a 50-goal season. Flyers and Preds. So Flyers 3-1-0 under John Tortorella. So John Tortorella really turning this team around. So I think there was before I started the season where Flyers players were just rested. They were just tired at practice. So John Tortorella was really on them, trying to make sure that they're the best team, trying to make sure that they're a playoff team. So he is really putting in the work for the Philadelphia Flyers. And I know, and I might get off topic for just a second, but I just want to give a shout out to the Philadelphia Phillies. They made it to the NLCS for the first time in a decade. Correct me if I'm wrong, Phillies fans. And they are leading the series against the Padres 2-1. So shout out to Philadelphia Phillies. See if you guys can make it to the World Series. Now let's get back to hockey. They're going to be Flyers going to be taking on the Predators at home. So the Predators are off to a rough start to start the year. 2-3-1. They just lost their last game last night against the Blue Jackets 5-3. And they're looking forward to get back on track. And I just want to say for the Columbus Blue Jackets that they have been making some pretty good comebacks in the games to start the year. So I'm really impressed by that. They're going to be taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, and we'll see if they can do another comeback in that game. So, yeah. Sabres and Canucks. Now, the Sabres, 3-1-0. Did I expect this start from the Sabres? No, I did not. But they are doing really good this season, so they are putting in that work. The Canucks, on the other hand, have not won a game. Their first 5 games was all L's. And they had leads blowing in those games. So let's take a look back at their first game to start the season, because they had leads blowing. So, yeah. So, first game of the year was against the Oilers. They had a lead. That was blown. They lost 5-3. Then they went to Philadelphia to take on the Flyers. Had a lead, 2-0 lead. They lost 3-2. They had a lead in Washington, lost 6-4. Had a lead in Columbus, lead blown, 4-3 OT loss. And another 4-3 OT loss against the Wild. And so let's see if the Canucks can erase that tonight against Buffalo. That game's going to be coming on. Let's see. That game's going to be coming on at 9 o'clock Central Time. So you want to stay tuned for that. Let's see if the Canucks can get their first wins of the year and not blow another lead. Avs and Golden Knights. So surprisingly, the Avs lost 3-2 against the Kraken Avalanche. What was going on in that game? How y'all going to lose to a team like Seattle? I mean, Seattle, they're a new team. They don't know what they're doing. But y'all just going to lose to them. I don't understand that. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that, seeing how y'all lost. Y'all are defending champs. The Kraken are still looking forward to be that dominant team. They only played one full year in the NHL. They're playing their second year in the NHL, so they're not really a good team. Y'all just lost 3-2 to them. I don't understand that. But anyway, the Golden Knights, their last game was a 5-2 dub against the Winnipeg Jets. They are looking forward to get back to the playoffs and get back to the Stanley Cup Final, because last year they missed out on the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. And they are looking forward to erase that deficit and get back to the playoffs, get back to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since their inaugural season in 2018. So we'll see what happens tonight at Vegas. That game will come on at 9 o'clock Central Time. Now it's time to get predictions for all these games. Minnesota Wild taking on the Boston Bruins. I'm going to say Boston comes out with the win. They see the better team. Minnesota, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Marc-Andre Fleury. He is getting old. I don't know what's going on with Minnesota. They just picked up their first win in the year. But they might have a loss tonight against the Boston Bruins. Sharks taking on the Devils. Now, this is a tough one. This is a tough one right here, but I'm gonna go with the Devils this year. I'm gonna go with the Devils for this game. See if they can get the win against San Jose. Seem like the better team over San Jose. San Jose picking up their first win in the year, 3-2 OT win against the Rangers. So I'm gonna say San Jose for this one. Oilers and Blues. Now, let's see. Oilers 2-2-0. Blues just seem dominant. They're also 2-2-0. But I'm gonna go with St. Louis in this one. I mean, like the offense is there. I know the offense for the Oilers is there too because they got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. But Jack Campbell just kind of having a little bit trouble in that. Jordan Bennington seems to like the better goalie in this one. I think the projected goaltender matchup is Jordan Bennington versus Jack Campbell. And I think Jordan Bennington's going to shine for the St. Louis Blues. So I'm taking the Blues in this one. And I kind of hated saying that as a Blackhawks fan. But I'm taking the Blues nonetheless. Coyotes and Senators. Two terrible teams. Well, I don't know about the Senators. I think the Senators might be really good this year. But I don't expect them to make the playoffs, though. I know that makes no sense to you guys. But they're going to have a solid season, but they're not going to be a playoff team. But anyway, I'm taking the Sens in this one. Coyotes still have a lot of work to do. The Coyotes are not really that good anyway, so I'm taking the Senators in this game. Maple Leafs and Jets. This is a tough one. Let's see. I'm going to be taking the Maple Leafs in this game. See if they can pull out another win tonight in Winnipeg. So, yeah, I'm going with Toronto. Stars and Habs. Let's see. I'm taking the Habs in this one. Martin St. Louis has just turned this team around because they were a terrible team last year. And he's turned this team around. They had a really good game last game against the Yotes. So let's see if they can keep it up. So I'm taking the Habs. Kings and Capitals. Let's see. I like LA's start to the start of the season. Capitals, they seem really good too. But I'm taking LA in this one. Like I said, they had a really good start of the season. I like how they're doing. So I'm taking the Kings in this game tonight against the Caps. Notice how I'm going by swiftly in these predictions. I don't have a lot to say about predictions. But anyway, Islanders and Lightning. Usually I take Tampa, but Tampa is 8th place in their division, 2-3-0. They're not having a good year. Islanders, on the other hand, 2-2-0. I'm taking the Islanders. I mean, Tampa's just had a rough start to start the season, so I'm taking the Islanders in this one. Penguins and Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets have been coming back in some of their recent games, so I'm taking Columbus. I'm thinking they're going to make another comeback. Flyers and Predators. Let's see. I'm going to be taking the Flyers in this one because John Tortorella has really worked, has really gotten on the Flyers players there. He has worked their butts off. So I'm taking the Flyers in this one. Sabres and Canucks. I doubt that the Canucks will win this game. I think they're going to blow another lead. So I'm taking Buffalo in that one. Avs and Golden Knights. You guys know how I do. I got to go with the defending champs in this one. Avalanche going to get the dub tonight against the Golden Knights. I got to go with them. Flames and Hurricanes. Let's see. Tough one. But I'm going to go with Carolina to get the win tonight. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So I just moved by quick with all those predictions. And I covered some of the games that you guys should be looking forward to seeing. So if you enjoyed this video, hit it with a like, hit it with a subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.